saying the quarterback I would choose is the greatest quarterback I've ever seen, Patrick Mahomes, who, again, his age, he'll be 32 when this happens, which historically is like that still in your prime years as a quarterback. So here the offense would be Patrick, Jefferson, Jeremiah, Brock Bowers, and Bijan, and the defense being obviously Micah, Surtain, Sauce, Cooper DeJean, and Travis, with the opportunity of, if we, want to go 4 wide, sub out Bijan for Travis, or if Brock Bowers, isn't having the impact. Travis obviously is kind of the cheat code in that he naturally can go both ways. KW?
Well, God forbid, and I hate to even mention this, but if Patrick Mahomes
retired,
let's say during the Olympics, I would want to have 2 quarterbacks on the team. So I'm adding Lamar. If we're only actually bringing 10, or we bring 12.
No, you can only. So that's
you got to have 2 guys that can throw the ball.
So that's what I was going to ask you, Brew, because I initially had Jaden in the Brock Bowers spot, not Lamar. I had Jaden. I don't think you can go 2 quarterbacks.
You have to.
And then you're just going to ask multiple guys to go both ways?
If he has like a dental emergency and has to leave.
You got Travis, he can go both ways, right?
So
yes, that's right.
And so Travis, you're just playing the whole game at all times?
I mean, it's flag football. He's gonna do it. Yeah, he could easily do that.
Did you have any other?
I had Jamar Chase in here. I had Ryan Williams from Alabama.
Oh, okay. He's the other stud young receiver.
Right.
And of course, after the news yesterday out of New England that Drake May, who is one of the I don't have Drake May on the team, but Drake May in his first 9 throws was picked off by Christian Gonzalez twice. So I have Christian Gonzalez in for Pat Surtain just because he's younger.
He's not better than Pat Surtain.
In 3 years.
I don't think he'll be better than Pat Surtain. The Brew, any issue?
No, I like your teams.
Okay. They can't even really bring the energy for this, and I don't blame them, honestly, but then, why even do the segment? But, guys, Patrick Mahomes should not be the quarterback of a flag football team. Because, first off, I'm not going to pretend like I know all the ins and outs of the Olympic flag football team, and by all means, in the comments, you guys can all pretend like you've been watching flag football your whole life. But there is a big emphasis on passing the ball, not so much mobility. Outside of, and the quarterback, I don't even think can really even run past the line of scrimmage. They have to hand the ball off. They either have to get the ball lateral to them, or they have to go out for a pass. And if you're going to kind of get creative with that, and in terms of trying to make the quarterback mobile, in terms of either just getting the ball to him, doing a lateral, having him go out for a pass, whatever it may be, well, then it should without a doubt be Jaden Daniels or Lamar Jackson. And if you're not going to run that style offense, and it's going to be strictly passing, and you're really going to rely on a less mobile quarterback, well, then it should 100% be Joe Burrow. So, Patrick Mahomes is not as athletically gifted, not even close to Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, and even Josh Allen. But part of Josh Allen's, his athleticism is more the physical aspect of it, which is going to be nullified in flag football. That's why I don't even have Josh Allen up there. And so everyone loves to yell at me for being a Josh Allen fanboy and a Patrick Mahomes hater. It's not like I put Josh Allen in there. That was my time to do it. That was my time to prove that I'm just super biased and I'm a hater. I would have said, well, it's got to be Josh Allen. He's the greatest quarterback I've ever seen. And I'm not saying that. So I look at it where it's got to be Lamar Jackson or Jaden Daniels. And again, depending on how you run the offense and how you envision using the quarterback's mobility to the best of your abilities, then maybe even Joe Burrow instead. But I'm just failing to see why you would want Patrick Mahomes there in that aspect, because so much of what Patrick Mahomes can do great will not necessarily thrive in flag football, just like it wouldn't with Jalen Hurts, just like it wouldn't with Josh Allen. It's not to say that those quarterbacks wouldn't succeed. It's not to say that those quarterbacks wouldn't still ball out and win the Olympic gold in flag football, because I guess that's a thing now. I get it, but at the same time, let's have a real conversation about this if we're gonna have a conversation about this. So yeah, I don't know. And I get it too, because you're like, oh, okay, well, this will be technically in a few years, and so you're kind of doing the math, and that's why you got Travis Hunter up there, who's never even played in the NFL. Like I get it, I do, but I don't know. I'm looking at this. I see Justin Jefferson, right? You see Jamar Chase. I mean, I don't know. Sauce Gardner, I suppose. I mean, I know it was past 32-0, and I think it'll be fun to watch. I think. And I think the players will care too. But like, I don't know. I'm trying to think like how this lands, honestly. I mean, most recently, we really got to see our pros play in the Olympics in basketball. But that hit so differently. Because in years, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like I watched the Olympics for basketball and stuff like that. But like, I kind of went with it with the mindset of like, we're supposed to win. And I didn't get wrapped up as much of like, isn't it cool to see all of these stars play together? Like, it just kind of largely felt easy. It was just kind of like, whatever. But because they had lost before, and because there was this kind of redemption arc, and it was LeBron and Steph and KD, and I knew that their careers were coming to the end, like, I got super into it. And then you're going up against Jokic and now Wembanyama and stuff like there was this feeling of like, basketball, like in America, like that's what's at stake right now. And I was so sick of hearing the BS narratives of like, oh, the international league, they're better than the Americans and this and that. And I was just like, bro, LeBron wasn't playing, Steph wasn't playing, KD wasn't like, I don't care. You're talking about like the greatest basketball players of all time. They weren't on the team. And so yet you're surprised that like Canada or whoever was able to win. Like, okay, like wake me up when it's with the actual real all-time greats of the league who are playing for Team USA. And they did last year. And like it made it fun. Made it exciting. It made it electric. And so like I was all for that. I'm not so sure if I'm going to get that same feeling watching this. I'm not going to be like, oh, it's up to America, Team USA, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Hunter and Justin Jefferson to prove that that football reigns supreme, especially because it's going to be in LA as well, right? And so it's like, yeah, it's LA, so it's like already in America. I don't know. You're watching Patrick Mahomes and Bijan Robinson and Micah Parsons in Los Angeles playing flag football against like, I don't even know, man, like Japan or something. Like, I mean, like, I don't know. It just doesn't hit. Something about it would land a little bit differently. Maybe if they were in a different country, maybe if there was a lot more going on, maybe if there was like this real feeling that Team USA could lose. But like, even if they could, it would still be like, it doesn't matter. Like, and again, you guys know that I don't automatically just give Patrick Mahomes 100% unconditional flowers, but it's just like, if Patrick Mahomes lost in the Olympics and didn't win the Olympic gold, I'd be like, so what? Who cares? The guy's one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. He's got X amount of Super Bowls and, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, I just like, it just like wouldn't matter to me. Team USA losing, if they lost last year in the Olympics, like that would have mattered. That would have been a stain. That would have felt like, whoa, LeBron, KD, and Steph. Like, I could defend it a little bit and say, like, well, they're older. Jokic is more in his prime. Wembanyama and Fran. Like, I could kind of explain it a little bit more, but it would still hurt. It would still sting. I would be like, man, that was tough to watch Steph and KD and Bron all on the same team, and they lost. Like, they lost to Jokic. Like, like that would feel weird. That would hurt. I just would not care if Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, Justin Jefferson, Micah, Cooper, Bijan, like any of these guys, like I I don't know. I just wouldn't care. And so if you don't care if they lose, then winning only matters so much. And then if you don't care if they win or lose, within the entertainment and the product itself has to be really fun. And I don't know, maybe it is there. The most flag football that I've watched recently was like the younger kids playing it, because that's, you know, what a lot of kids do now these days before they play like real tackle football, as well, which can be kind of, you know, you're watching kids play, so you know it can be kind of hit or miss. Sometimes it's awesome, you're like, whoa, that kid's gonna be great, and other times you're like, oh my god, what am I watching? And watching the Pro Bowl game or whatever the heck it is, and you're just like, this is not football. I don't know what this is. So I don't know. I'm curious. I'm at first I made this video just because I saw Patrick Mahomes there, and I'm just like, I genuinely don't think that he would be your number one quarterback for a flag football team, just because of the structure of how flag football works. But then also I just kind of looked at this team and I'm just like, how much do people care? So I'm just curious what your guys' thoughts are on flag football in the Olympics, having these stars. Do you think Patrick Mahomes should be the quarterback as well? Yeah, curious all you guys' thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.